I'm going to start with Toastmaster Morris McNitt. Tell us what freedom means to you.
Freedom means that I can be free. I do not have to be anybody else's idea of what I'm supposed to be. I can be anything, anybody I want. That's who I am. That's who I will be. Because I have the freedom to be who I am. And thanks to our veterans for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Elizabeth Ramirez. Tell us what you love about the United States.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
There are so many things that I love about America, hence why I got my citizenship here. And I'm often asked, would I ever move back to England? And the truth is, I wouldn't. I wouldn't move back because I believe I wouldn't be as advanced as I am if I stayed in England. I've had so many choices and opportunities that have been given to me here. What I also love about America is how diverse this country is. I have traveled to so many different places, and it literally blows me away from state to state how different it really is. I love your mountains, I love the lakes, I love the ability to be able to just get in a car and within about 4 hours I can be in a completely different state. So, what do I love about America? There's like 40, 50 things I could go on and on and on about. But I won't.
Toastmaster Roxanne Orquist. What do you think we could do as U.S. citizens to make our country better?
Thank you so much for that question. I think the thing that we could do so much as American citizens is to develop a sense of unity. I think right now our country is very divided politically and so oftentimes racially in so many different areas. And if we come to a place of recognizing that we all have, if we cut ourselves, our blood is red, we all have a desire to maintain. We have a freedom in our nation right now, but I think that we need to have a passionate desire to maintain and to, with constancy, to maintain that, the freedom that we have. Oftentimes we look at socialism, but then the Cubans, they come from that particular area and they say, no, we definitely don't want that again. We need to realize that freedom is how valuable it is. That's what so many people died for, and we need to have the passion to be able to maintain it.
Toastmaster Jessica Dawson. I first have to ask, have you ever visited a U.S. monument? Yes. How did it make you feel? Please share that with us. Constancy.
Definitely Americans will step up when it's time to step up. Every time. When I was in 5th grade, I do remember that field trip. I'm sure a lot of you might have taken that field trip to Washington, D.C. You don't know a lot about the country. You're still learning. Then you go to the Lincoln Memorial. And you are blown away by the monument, the size, the scope, and how small you are. And the people that have defended our country, from my uncles to my cousins, it brings a pride in the heart knowing that Americans always step up when they need to.
It is a lovely country. Thank you. Toastmaster Tim Linger. Yes, give a roll. Toastmaster Caddy Cavalier. If you could share a message to all veterans of this great country, what would it be?
If I can share a message to all veterans in this country, what would it be? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This is a good opportunity to share a message with the veterans in this country. First of all, to let them know that I am very, very grateful for what they have done to the country and for the freedom that we can all enjoy right now, right? I never had the opportunity to speak directly to veterans. I have known a lot of them though, and they always have a lot of pride in the country, and I am always amazed for their determination that they show all the time. And that shows a lot of, I see it with a lot of constancy all the time in them, okay? I don't know what else to say.
Great job.
Toastmaster Sean Tucker.
Grammarian.
Toastmaster Kim Glenn, do you have a roll?
Do I have to have one?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thank God for
An
the
experience, or share with us an experience about being veterans.
Well, back in the 1980s, my roommate from college and I went up to see his brother who worked at the Pentagon. His brother was with the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Air Force, and his office was right down the hall from Casper Weinberg, the Defense Secretary at the time. And this is before 9/11 and all that, so we had very easy access to the building. We walked down the hallway past Casper Weinberger's office to his brother's office. And he sat us down, and his window looked out into the middle of the Pentagon to he called it the ground zero snack bar. The missiles. And he had a map on the wall of Chad and Libya. And this is in July. And he said, I'm not going to tell you too much about this, but let me tell you a little sneak. Keep an eye on this part of the world, because in a few months something's going to happen there. And a few months later, Reagan sent those jets in to bomb Gaddafi, and to fly around Europe to go into Africa to bomb Libya. And he had it all planned out months in advance. So you never know what's going to happen months from now. The United States is certainly one thing. Constancy is our motto. Thanks.
Toastmaster Tim Taylor.
Tim.
Apple pie or hot dogs? What do you like better?
What does that have to do with the military? It's America. I love America because we have freedom here. Why do you think there are so many people at the border trying to get into this country? Do you see us going the other way? You don't see us going the other way. Communism, socialism, bad governments, bad military. That is why they are all coming here. If we have such a terrible country, then why is everybody trying to get here? That's my opinion. You can take it or leave it, but if we were so bad, why does everybody want to be here? The constancy that I think about is the idiocy of actually teenage boys. When I think of the military, my friend's dad was in World War II. He had an old parachute up in his attic, and he and I found it one day. And we said, you know, we need to fly this thing. We need to literally take off and everything that you got, you know, like throw it in the air, and the parachute would open and come down, and I think this is going to happen just like that. We literally got in my brother's Plymouth Duster, took off about 30 miles an hour. I was holding on to the parachute, and in my mind, it was going to lift me out, and I was going to float to the ground, and it yanked me out, and I went boom, boom, boom. And I have this on Super 8 film, if anybody ever wants to see it. Thank you very much.
Toastmaster Paula Soriano.
Okay.
What is your favorite U.S. destination?
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
What is my favorite U.S. destination? That's a hard one. The country is so diverse, and there's so many things that you can see. It's really hard to choose a destination. I'm going to go with the first city that I lived in the U.S., and that would be Pittsburgh. Not many people would say that, but what I really liked about the city was just the diversity, the culture, the passion that people had in the city. And it was my first introduction to living in the U.S. And everyone was very welcoming. It was a small, big city, and the constancy that city had for their loyalty to the Steelers was something amazing to behold. So I'll say Pittsburgh just because of the nostalgia and the history for that.
Toastmaster Benjamin Urrutia.
Not here.
Please share with us a patriotic memory of your past.
Something that I had in my heart for so many years. My history is that I spent a lot of time trying to get a visa. It took me about 8 years for the first time to get an interview with the American Embassy in Bogota. See, 8 years waiting for an appointment. So we came here to spend some time. I had a restaurant business in Chicago. The time unemployment was 0.5%. So we went back, we packed and returned. I said, someday we are going to get back. Okay, until I had the requirements and I became a U.S. citizen. So, the most patriotic moment was when I came back once, going through immigration, and said, welcome to the U.S. citizen of your country.
Toastmaster Lonnie Fowler.
Lonnie.
What is your favorite U.S. state? Would you share that? Why?
First off, I just want to express gratitude for all the military members and their constancy. As far as my favorite state, the best state is the state of mind. I don't know what Toastmasters said that years ago. So I'll go with that one, but also the state of Florida, since I live here, been here, and many of my friends, including those in this room, the state of Texas too. My heart's there. I was born there. Always loved going to Texas. Just want to go off the military thing though for a moment. I'll never forget 9/11. Because when our country was united, unfortunately it took tragedy to see that. And I don't think we've had it necessarily since, but it shouldn't be those moments where we become united. We should just have our hearts listen to other people, even despite our differences. And I'm thankful to live in this country where we can express our freedoms. Toastmasters.
Toastmaster Cheyenne, if you were elected president of the United States, what would be the first thing you do?
Jesus.
First of all, I can never be the president of the United States because I was not born here. But if my dream, I'm elected the president of the United States, I will give every citizen of the United States like $1,000 per month, so they can have, so they don't have to worry about all the finance and all their basic essentials, just like the Democratic candidate, Democratic president candidate. I think we're all destined to do things that we like in this country, and we are the richest country in the world, and everyone wants to come here.
DTM, Carmelo Velarde III.
I'm on the program.
Toastmaster Hannah Randolph. Tell us what you love about the United States.
Something I was thinking about recently was the luxuries that we have that we here in the United States, we do not think about. As simple as opening our phones, we have complete endless knowledge in our pocket. We have a roof over our head. We as women have freedom to educate ourselves, to vote. Something I saw recently while having the luxury to scroll through my phone was updates of Iran and women who are dealing with unspeakable things. And the facts that us here in this country, not just women, but everyone here, immigrants, people who are fighting like Ben did, and everyone here to get in here to have freedom, protection, and rights. Me growing up here, I realize a lot how much I take advantage of it and don't think of just how blessed I am to be born here. The small fraction of us out of the millions, billions of people in this world, the fact that we had that fraction chance to be born in this state, this country, versus everywhere else, I want all of us in here to stop and think about that. And take a moment to be grateful for just the luck we have to be born here.
Toastmaster Yvonne Liz Roth. If you could no longer live in the United States, where would you go and why?
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
As many of you know, I am also Polish. My parents 100% Polish. And these things that we love about America, they actually translate a lot to the Polish culture. The Constitution in Poland was modeled after the Constitution in America. We know about fighting for freedom. World War II, we were the only country that underground government never surrendered to the Nazis. And I think about one of the celebrations we have, one of the days that we celebrate with constancy. It's August 1st. And every year at noon, everybody in the country stops. Sirens go off all across the country. And we stand in a moment of silence for a minute while the sirens go off to remember the Warsaw Uprising, where men, women, children fought Nazis to try to liberate Warsaw. Thank you.
Toastmaster Laura Hoffman. If you were elected vice president of the United States, what's the first thing you would do?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have no will to be president nor vice president. But I like to talk about something that I'm working on, so I'm actually applying to become a citizen of Italy. I found out that because of my heritage, I can qualify if I submit all the paperwork, learn about online ancestry, which I thought was going to be easy because my grandfather migrated to the U.S. when he was young, and he was born in Rome. So I was like, oh, well, this is one generation, 2 generations back, super easy. No, he actually became a citizen as a child when his parents became a citizen. So then I had to go grandmother route, who her great-grandparents or my great-grandparents came over with her. And they didn't nationalize until after she was born, which means I qualify. But I can't find their wedding, or the great-grandparents' marriage certificate, so I can't figure out how to complete the process.